Railroad here in Steubenville, Ohio. I'm here with Charlie Brown. That school bus that just went by, that's not Snoopy, that's Snowy. And this is the home. We're gonna get cracking. This is a nutcracking town. They've got hundreds of nutcrackers up and down the street. You better buckle up, because you're about to take a ride on the toll road. This year, over 200 nutcrackers lined the street of historic downtown Steubenville and Fort Steuben. And every single one of these nutcrackers was carved by the same man, Brody Stutzman. And most of these nutcrackers were painted by hand in a young lady's spare time. She's a go-getter. And each one of these nutcrackers takes at least 40 hours to design, carve, and paint. Combined with how many of these you see on the streets, that's over 7,400 hours of effort into these. Additionally, they spend 370 hours per year on upkeep, maintenance, and maybe a little touch-up on all of these pieces of art. Each nutcracker has a 60-pound concrete base. Now, at the end of the season, that adds up to 11 tons of concrete that has to be hauled away by hand. And the Snow White and all 7 of the dwarfs. Dopey reminds me of someone who's been in a few videos with me, no names. This is pretty cool. I'm assuming at night they're having little booths here, probably selling hot chocolate. Yeah, coffee. Oh, this one's probably selling some local honey. And this is Honey Nut, the beekeeping nutcracker. And look, he even keeping the bees off his nose using his safety mask. I like that. Oh, Johnny Appleseed. I'll recognize John Chapman from a mile away. That old tin cap is a giveaway. That's a fashion statement that didn't really keep up after his demise there. Although a few people still go barefooting. As we walk by these other booths, we got Mrs. Claus Kitchen. Probably, wow, I wish this was open. I should have got here a little later in the day. But what I do see over here is that cool bridge you see. That will take you to West by God, Virginia. This is the Nutcracker Walk of Lights. Lights seem to be a little better at night, but you know, what are you gonna do? I've got Private Mark, the spirit of Christmas past. He's giving you the gloom and doom of right your ways. Kiwanis. And there's even more. This is some sort of nerd. I shouldn't call this guy a nerd. Tom Abernathy, the voice of the valley. Sorry, Tom, you're not a nerd. You're a cool nutcracker. McBain Insurance and Financial Services. And Media. Another cool one, a Christmas tree. We got some Frozen music in the background. Mrs. Ash. She must be someone's favorite teacher, apparently. Mr. Key. I guess he's got a key. Mr. Straight. A lot better than Mr. Crooked. Mr. Crooked's a jerk. Mr. Straight, good guy. Snowy, the square snowman. He must be one of the more common ones here. It's a county bell, and as we're gonna walk through some more, we got the Mingo Indian. Don't let him be forgotten. And we've got cowboys, Native Americans, the Barber of the Ville, Barber of Steubenville, sponsored by, I don't know if they're a barber or not. And who is this? Happy Hanukkah. Benjamin Franklin over here. Ben Franklin, he looks more like Baker. Andy the woodworker. Here's a good look of the whole square here. Got a couple different ways. And this must be one of our founding. Baron von Steuben, yes, the founder of the city of Steubenville, or the namesake at least. Baron, thank you. Thank you for building beautiful Steubenville and the city of nutcrackers. And Dean Martin. Looks like we're coming up on historic Fort Steuben. I'm assuming this part isn't historic, but that over there looks a little more historic. and in memory of Steubenville's favorite son, Dean Martin, was born June 7th in 1917 in Steubenville, and ironically enough, he passed away on Christmas Day in 1995. Hi-ho, Snowbird the Frog here. Seems like we might have a kind of a copyright infringement. You liar! Sinzo, the gondolier. Even the downtown bakery has nutcrackers in the window. Artopulus, the baker. Looks like every business sponsors their own little nutcracker. Cool, we got a Christmas tree with a snowman on top, the Swiss Guard, and Pope St. John II. Much better than Pope St. John I. Kind of a crafty tree here next to this a beautiful church there. This must be the Franciscan University of Steubenville. This is this Saint's Church. These three wise men, I believe. King Balthazar. Is this mirth? I think that's a bottle of mirth. Definitely some gold. By this young king. And Casper. What? You're empty-handed, Casper. Here's Billy. Billy boy. Guy Mr. Fish by Steve's Fish and Chips, but he doesn't have any fish. Work on your skills, fish. Old battle axe. Old battle axe plug. Let's get into the sporty section here. We got a soccer player. We got into the sports star section here, huh? Got a baseball nutcracker. A Mad Dog O'Shell. Here's a golfer. Looks like a duffer. Notre Dame football represented. Not holding on to that ball well. I could knock that out real easily. Oh, he's got Velcro there. He's a smart guy. And I don't know what team this is supposed to be. Never heard of them. Oh, the Slayers. That's Hank. And here's Eddie Wildcats. I wonder if these are functioning nutcrackers. You could put a cocoa nut in there and crack it. Here's a Bruin nutcracker. So I guess if you have a favorite team and you want them represented, just sponsor a nutcracker and paint it up. And you could have Buckeye Local Panther. Mr. D, Jefferson Union. How you doing, Mr. D? Have a Porsche nutcracker here. Harley driving nutcracker here. They should have put them on a Harley though. This is pretty fitting right here. Looks like we got a little construction zone. Well, we got Roger from West End Excavating sponsoring this excavated site. And Bugs Bonifeld, the builder. Might like this the best here. Got a little lay around the neck. Which one is this? This is the King of Somewhere Hot. Pretty cool. Up and down both sides of the street, they have all these nutcrackers lined up. You got to check out not one, not two, but every single one of them to be a true Steubenviller. The Buccaneer, sponsored by the Pete's. Now you can read these things here, see they're sponsored by, and then you can figure out what you're having for lunch. Ever wondered what the tooth fairy does with your teeth? She makes wands out of them. And fittingly, this one is sponsored by, I assume, a dentist. It says doctor, but I assume it's a DDS. Ah, the Candyman. Another cool one. I like the background he's got there, too. And just down from the Tooth Fairy, we've got Dr. Sweets. That might also be sponsored by a dentist. I mean, elves can't be dentists. Elves can't be dentists. Mistletoe, we got, it's like Bell. Tchaikovsky here, he has his own little window land here, but we got some little village going on, and this is actually a nice little windbreak from the downtown winds. And I get a very nice echo in here. JVS Nutcracker, Jefferson County. What is JVS? Joint Vocational School. Okay. Looks like every single school you have to be represented with your own Nutcracker. We've got the Toronto Red Knight and the Madonna Blue Dawns. This guy, Brian Lee painting, you think he's nipping at your nose? That's because that's Jack Frost. Candy Cane here, she's doing a little toe walking. This is the Lighthouse Nutcrackers, sponsored by the Chambers and James Funeral Home. Farmer Fred. Got a few lined up here. We have Emmanuel. And right across from Emmanuel and Farmer Fred and the gang, Jefferson County Courthouse. They've got it decked out for Christmas. Looks pretty sharp. And you have to have a Eastern Gateway Gator, of course. Best of all nutcrackers. Because a nutcracker like this has a wider mouth and you can fit even larger nuts inside of it. Cool. This is cool town. This is a cool thing to do. We're here during the daylight. Less crowds at night with the lights and stuff. This is probably even more incredible. I'm trying to get so many. There's so many of these. This is the HC Huskies. Friends of Harrison Central support this one. OHIO. This is Buckeye Pride. The Buckeye Nutcracker. Abraham Lincoln visited Steubenville, Ohio. But this is not Abraham Lincoln. This was Edwin McMaster Stanton. That's not a nutcracker, though. We came here for nutcrackers. Oh, he was Secretary of War. Captain Matthew, thank you for your service. Okay, this is cool. We got the military ones. Coasty Jim. Coasty, thank you for your service. Cracker Jack. That's pretty cool. Cracker Jack, thank you for your service. Lieutenant Milty, once again, thank you for your service. Then in front of the courthouse, we've got Jim. Jim's pretty fancy looking. Della, beautiful bride. The courthouse. Judge Miller, she looks nicer than Judge Judy. Patrick Marshall, he's the auditor. Yeah, he's a numbers man. Then we have here a nurse. No, a lawyer. I think the pink threw me off there. That's old Leatherneck. Leatherneck, thank you for your service. Airman First Class, Elizabeth. Beth, or you go by Liz or Elizabeth, thank you for your service. And S-T-A-R-T Frog. Froggy, thank you for your service. There's a war memorial there, that's kind of nice. Mary Poppins, but she doesn't have an umbrella with her. That's kind of surprising. And you'll notice that Mary and Winifred Banks aren't nutcrackers, but young Michael Banks is. Jane is not a nutcracker, but George Bank, he is a nutcracker. It's your lineman, your electric worker, that's kind of cool. He's even got his safety gloves on there. Her class. Get some hot chocolate at Martoni's. And here's Rosie. Rosie, she looks like she's a hairstylist. Auctioneer Gary. Sponsored by Gary Kane Realtors and Auctioneer. So this is sponsored by Gary the Auctioneer. It looks like one heck of a fine auctioneer, if you ask me. Shoney. Oh, let's see if I look beautiful. Oh, wow, I look beautiful. I'm gonna have to sponsor my own nutcracker. Yorgie's Heroes and Potatoes. I might have to try that out. Love the downtown look here. And look at this one. By Way of Budapest. Name of this one. And this is a very decadent one. It's even got a Russian doll in there. That is cool. All right, I went to Yorgie's. Gyros and potatoes. I didn't get a potato though. What was I thinking? But this gyro, wow, it's got some weight to it. Looks pretty good too. We have to try it. And oh my goodness, is this gonna be good Lord. Look at that. Look at the size of it. Whoa, I lost half of the size of that. What time it is?
It's about 4:45.
No, it's not about 4:45. It's about time for a big bite.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Man, that's pretty good. Oh, ho, ho, it's Santa Claus. And it's his peacock. Yeah, it is. Hey, sometimes they keep it simple. It's peacock. Who are these two strangers here? We've got, oh, Clark, you're kind of giving it away there, buddy. Button up your shirt. And young Lois Lane. If you weren't sure by the sign, you could have just read her name badge there. It's kind of cool. Like her hair is like yarn. We got more and more and more. Kaiser. Which one is this? Dr. Barry M. Chemicals. Sponsored by Barium and Chemicals Incorporated. These are all themed very well. That's pretty cool. But come on, if you're messing around with this, lower your safety goggles, buddy. You're going to lose an eye. This must be sponsored by the local astronaut. Oh, John Glenn. John Glenn has his own one. I'm worried about John Glenn's snows a little bit because I'm not sure his space helmet will go underneath of that. But they'll figure it out. The 11th Doctor, sponsored by Leonardo's Coffee Shop. Who do we have here? Of course, we got a Christmas tree. George Bailey, I love you. Your movie house. Teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wing. That's right. That's right. Marco Polo. We got a whole little village here. Oh, this is kind of cool. Bishop Musilio, my favorite bishop of all time. And the Crusader. Hairdresser Sue, sponsored by Sue Huggins, who I don't, she's probably a dentist. Ah, this has to be Sherlock. Sherlock Holmes. Elementary. I wonder if he's blowing bubbles out of this. What's he got in there? Make sure there wasn't any illicit substances in there. There he is, the little drummer boy. The China Garden has their own China doll Nutcracker. Oh, we got some singers here. Yes, it's Dino! Dino, my man. And we know who's going to be next to Dino. Keep the rat back going. It's Frankie. Frankie Sinatra. Joey Bishop. Everybody's least favorite of the Rat Pack, but he's still okay. Peter Lawford. And Sammy Davis Jr. He looks like about life size too. He's shorter than the rest. And no glass eye either. Bah, humbug with these. It's kind of cool too. The Scrooge is right outside of the bookstore. Tell you, this is cool, just taking this walk down here, seeing all these different ones. I love the way they're themed so very well for what they're sponsored by or what they're outside of. This is the florist, Leonardo da Vinci. No codes though. Oh, looks like this guy's getting fresh with somebody. Oh, it's Grandpa and Grandma. I guess he can get fresh with her. They've been married for 50 years. Cool, we got the letters to Santa here. What Nutcracker Village wouldn't be complete without a Nutcracker store? Nutcracker shop, anyways. And they've got a bunch of them in here. Kind of cool. They got Christmas ornaments with all the different nutcrackers you find throughout town. And of course, an old NCR. Ace Optical has Dr. David with your eye chart. Let's see, GEV. Oh no, I have to up my prescription. There's Junior. How you doing, Junior? All right, Butcher here is making me hungry. Got some sausage links there, huh, Butch? Sharp blade you got there too. This guy's not dressed for the weather at all. The Sign Guy by Sign America. Hey, Sign Guy. Nice shirt. Mr. Cole Strip Miner. We are in coal territory, so that makes sense. This is Cole Strip Miner. Out of the sun's wearing no pants. Toga. Douglas the Red. This is a bagpiper. I like this guy. Pretty cool. Here's Guzman and Stana. Looks like he does some farm work there. Looks like he actually impaled himself there a little bit. That's got to smart just a little bit. I bet I can't pronounce this one. Someone help me, please. Plays the accordion though, and I bet he plays it very well. Beautiful young lady. Who do we got here? What do we got? This is France. Okay, I can't pronounce these. Wait, I've been redeemed. Dr. Fletcher. I can pronounce that. Fletcher, Dr. Fletch. Dr. Huff. Is this could be Mrs. Puff? No. Nurse Florence. Could be Nightingale. Oh, and Seraphina, the patron saint of disabled people. I did not know that. That's kind of learned something here today. That's cool.
A little bit past the bus stop right there.
And it's really hard to crack the nuts when you have the welder's mask on, but that's all right. The yellow brick road. Well, it's not brick and it's not yellow, but I know what we're gonna see here. Yes, we've got the Tin Man. We've got Dorothy. And look inside of her basket. It's Toto. Hey, Toto. Scarecrow. This guy's brainless. Yeah, Cowardly Lion and Glenda. Of all witches, she's the goodest. And a Malta's Pizza. We got Ma's. Mamma Mia Pizzeria. I think we'll go into Ma's place, Malta's Pizzeria, and get a slice. And you thought I was going to eat one thing in town? No, you got to support the local places here. Got a couple of squares. They're $1.50 a square. That's 2 squares. Somebody already ate a couple of my squares. I'm not real happy about that.
I didn't eat
What's
any of your Malta's pizza.
Malta's Pizza. Let's see how this is. I think everybody knows what time it is. And it's not 10 till 5 or 6 or whatever Yahoo and the Backs were saying earlier. No offense. It's time for another Big Bites. Folded in half, sort of like New York style. Crust seems pretty good here. Not that big, but I don't think you can go wrong eating in this town. Pretty good pizza. St. Lucy. Looks like she's got some candles on her head and offering tasty treats. Nice young lady. Father Christmas. Reminds me a lot of Santa Claus. And St. Nicholas. Reminds me a lot of Santa Claus. Mrs. Claus and ho, ho, ho. Santa Claus. Reminds me a lot of Santa Claus. And he's got a bag full of goodies today. SVRTA. Must be the Regional Transit Authority. That makes sense because I'm right by the bus stop. Old-fashioned service station attendant. This is a lost art. Now people have to pump their own gas unless you're in, I think, New Jersey or Oregon. Train engineer, that's his given name. He's probably a plumber by trade. This old theater-looking joint. I think we got a Little Orphan Annie over there. But we do have Phantom of the Opera. Grand Theater Office. Scarlett O'Hara. No, that's not Little Orphan Annie. That's Shirley Temple. Roll, red roll. That is the Steubenville's high schools. Nutcracker. And the librarian is the end of the Nutcracker Story Walk. That's going to do it for the toll road here at Steubenville's Nutcracker Village. And I got a question for everybody out there. Every Nutcracker I've crossed, who knows? Mickey, Minnie, Christmas tree, pound puppies. Who knows? Who knows where the toll road will lead to next? No trip to Steubenville is complete without viewing the Dean Martin mural outside of a Kroger, but it's still worth seeing.